Welcome back, everybody. Tonight we're going to go over how to creatively do some cropping with photos. And we're going to start with making some simple shapes to put photos in. We're going to do a gradient fade. And we're going to do a split crop to get us going. Then we're going to move up to doing the sets, which is creatively cropping into multiple items, and how to creatively do these odd cut ones. And I think you really will enjoy both of these. So let's go ahead and start with our basic photo, and we're going to make some basic shapes. And over here we're going to use our frame tool, but we have different ones that we can choose from, and we'll go ahead and use the ellipse frame tool. And I'm going to turn off the preview so we can actually see what the frame looks like. So holding down the shift key, I'm going to go ahead and make myself an ellipse or a circle. The next one is a polygon frame, and that's good for actually making the star shape that we were looking at earlier on the other page. And if we click on the page, you'll see the dialog box comes up for the polygon. And here are the measurements I'm going to use. Basically just 2 inches by 2 inches. We can actually set the amount of sides and the inset, which means how many points do we want and how deep in do you want that star to go. So we'll go with 5 points and a 40% inset, and just click on OK. And there's our star. Now if we wanted it to be a triangle, all we have to do is click on the screen again to get that dialog box up. We'll stick with the same measurements, but we'll change instead of 5 to 3, because that's how many sides a triangle has, and it has no inset in it, so we're going to switch that to 0 and just click OK. And now you'll see that we now have a triangle, a star, and a circle. To put these to put this photo into these items, all we have to do is click once on it, and we're going to copy it, which is Command C. Then we'll click on the object, and you can right click and tell it to paste into, or we can use the keyboard shortcut, or under Edit you'll see the paste into command there as well. So whichever one you want to use, that's up to you. But we're going to tell it to paste into. And when we do that, it will paste into the object inside. And if we double click on it, you'll see here's the outline of the actual photo. And when it gets pasted inside of it, it actually gets centered. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the star. I'm going to click on the star, right click, paste into. Same thing with the triangle. Click on it, right click, paste into, and you'll see the photo is now inside those objects. If we double click, you'll see the outline of the photo, and we can move around where we want the photo to be cropped at, so you can choose what you want to show and then just click off the object. Okay. You can do the same thing just by clicking once and measuring around and you'll see the outline. But if you double click, you'll see the whole outline of the photo, and you can move it up and down accordingly and choose what's best for you for that particular shape. Okay? So how you want to handle moving it around is up to you. But there's how you can get a photo into any shape, really, that you have. And that's pretty easy. So those are those shapes up there. The next one that we'll go to is a fade. And the way we do that is we're going to take the photo that we want to apply this effect to, and we're going to go under Object, Effects, and we're going to do a gradient feather. Okay, so I want you to select that, and when it comes up, make sure you turn that little preview on. Make sure that's checked so you can see what's happening out here. And here's our gradient from the black represents the solidness of the photo, okay? And the white represents the transparency. And you can see here's the effect going across this bar from solid to transparent. Now this little diamond on the top represents the middle, okay, of this effect. And if you slide this back and forth, you can get the effect over on your photo before you say okay. And that's nice because you can see what you're going to get on there, on how clear it's going to be. Now, if you slide the ends, that will dictate how much after the photo, where this point is, will dictate it's completely clear. And here's what represents that's completely solid. So you can play with these, moving these back and forth, these 3 points. And you're not limited to just the 3 points. So say, for example, I wanted more of the solid photo. You can actually come over to the solid side and add another point to it just by clicking on there. And then you can slide that around. Oh, I'm sorry, I pulled that off by accident. You can slide that back and forth and get more of the photo there while keeping that gradient just within that area. Once you're happy with the gradient effect that you're looking for, go ahead and click on OK, and you're good. Now this is good for if we want to take a color, and I'm going to copy this and bring it over. This is nothing more than just a box with some color in it that I thought would go good with the gradient. So I'm going to make that a little larger so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to take this solid frame with color, and I'm going to go ahead and move this to the back. And now what you're seeing is the solid picture slowly fading. Let me go and turn on our preview. Slowly fading into nothingness. And what you can do, you can use this to put some type over in this area on this side. Okay? I've only done it to this side here just to show you this fading effect, but you'd actually make it a lot more to open up some room in case you wanted to put some information right next to the photo without having to crop back the photo. So you blend basically into a complementary color. And that's how we get that fade. I'm going to move this out of the way. And here's the original photo. I made a copy of it so we can play around with all these different effects. The split crop is really easy because all you have to do for the split crop is place the graphic where you want it to be. We're going to copy it using Command C. And we're going to use a command which I think we've used in the past, which is paste in place. And paste in place, when we do that, it actually will paste the copy right on top of itself. See, if I pull this down, you'll see there are two there. Okay? So all we have to do is, for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and say that where we have this guide is where we're going to do our split at. So all we have to do is select our photo, crop the top one over to one side, and then select the second photo and crop it the exact opposite direction, snapping to that guide. And now we basically have that photo in two pieces that we can move apart. I'm going to take this colored background and I'm going to put this over the photo. And it's already been sent to the back. So you can see we get that separation there from the two pieces. Okay. And we're using an extra wide photo, so this would be good for a smaller photo that you would split and take apart so you can put extra information here in between them. Okay, so that is known as a split crop, to split the photo into two pieces by duplicating it and then splitting the photo where you want. I'm going to stop for now, and we'll continue this in the next video.